Hello everyone and welcome back. This is part 2 of my FTL Beginner's Guide run. Where we left off is we had just entered Sector 3. A little update and a little reminder, we did get our second shield bubble, we did an engine upgrade, we upgraded our weapon system, and we purchased that awesome burst laser 2. So yeah, we're going to continue right where we left off. I'm going to try to remember the things I didn't cover. I rewatched the first part so I would know what to update you guys on. So let's continue. So we're still going to want to hit these stores, always looking to buy another great weapon. The more you can get ahead of the curve, the better. Ooh. Alright, so this should be a pretty easy ship. I'm not too worried about it. We'll shoot these at the same time and take it down. Oh, that was awesome. One of my lasers shot the incoming missile. So that's really nice. We'll shoot this again. It's going to probably die. Oh, no. One more shot away. Awesome. So we'll get our scrap. We'll take our monies. We'll go to one more jump and then we'll hop to the store. Alright, so heavy laser, missile launcher, nothing to worry about, no teleporter, even though it's a Mantis ship. Yeah, we'll just hit everything here. And we'll take this guy and have him go repair that, just so we don't waste more time after we take down the ship. Perfect. Get a nice little scrap reward. Man, you get so much scrap. Uneasy. Okay, so we'll make this jump to the store, and we'll talk about where we stand. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier with the page 1 and page 2. And now I'm going to talk about the Engi. So I talked about humans and their ability, and now I'm going to be talking about Engi. Engi generally repairs stuff a lot faster, so as you can see in the top right, repair speed is doubled, but combat damage inflicted is halved. So this makes them really, really bad fighters. Now also, if you look down at the crew skills, that is what they have attained so far, so that's on top of their innate ability. And then we talked earlier about the Mantis, how they repair things slowly, but they're really good fighters. So we've ran into 3 races so far. So let's look. I don't need any gas. Remember, I like to keep around 15. We don't need to repair to here. We don't need any other resource. We don't have anything to sell. Let's look at the augmentations. There's nothing here that I really like. I don't need to hire another crew. One thing I could get is cloaking, and I think I'm going to do that. This would be a really good investment. Probably this is a little early to be getting it. I'd actually recommend this next sector. But we have so much scrap, and the benefits of it being able to cloak under missile fire, and so we have high evade and not take damage, and then be able to come up and blow up the ship is a huge advantage. So I'm also going to go here and buy a reactor power to charge that. So how you use the cloak, if you watch up here, is you click this, and it's always when missiles or lasers come into your hitbox. So it's not when the other ship fires it. It happens when it's going to be passing over a system. So as you can see, I'm cloaked and my evade goes up to 89. If I had another engine, I'd be very close to 100% evade. And the more points you put into your cloaking, the longer you cloak. But generally I stick with level 1 cloaking and get a value point in it like we talked about earlier. So yeah, let's continue. So we're going to keep jumping. I hope you're getting the gist of it. Right now, I'm more so trying to get to the point where I can give you a little more advanced concepts as we run into more difficult things. We have a dead jump here. Just making sure I can get over to this. Sometimes they trick you. Jeez, we have 2 dead jumps in a row. Well, at least we can go to this distress signal. Now, see, if you have a clone bay, this would be a good option to do, but this is a very risky thing. Really risky event. Okay, finally. Quest. So they just gave us a quest to here, so I think what I'm going to do is go from here to here to here. I think I can make that. If not, we're going to have to dive, but my ship is upgraded so much that... Man, another dead jump? Really? That I think we can pull it off, but... Wow, this is a disappointing sector. We really missed out on a lot of goodies. So, because we led them to their destination, they upgraded our reactor by 1. So basically, they just gave us 1 power. I'm going to put that into weapons so we can have our Artemis up. Now, this is unfortunate. Ooh. I think I can make it. I think I can do this jump, then this jump. Ooh, it's going to be very close, but, if not, we're just going to have to dive and get out of there. Well, that wasn't worth it. Yeah, we're plenty fine. We had plenty of room. So now we're back down to 15. This is the cheapest gas event or fuel event you can have. I am going to buy the 6 fuel. It's just worth the 12 scrap right now. And we're going to jump to the only next option, which is another Mantis controlled. So each sector gets progressively harder. The ships get harder. They have better weapons, more shields. So trying to stay ahead of the curve, like trying to keep your shields, are a huge priority. What we will be getting next is probably our 3rd shield bubble. Getting up to 4 engines. The cloaking is huge. If we find another weapon, we might rush a strong weapon system just because we have the cloaking. So, as you can see, I haven't upgraded my medbay or oxygen. I usually get value points in those. Remember, we talked about that. If they get damaged, they don't go down later in the game. In subsystems, you can put 1 into piloting. It's fairly cheap. You can get 1 into doors, but generally I rely on having people man these, and then maybe buy 1 or 2 points in them towards the end. So yeah, let's keep jumping. Alright, so let's give them fuel. Okay, so now we got an update. Now this is a really awesome thing to have. So it tells us where everything is now on the map. Now you can see, what I want to show you is these little triangles, these warning signs, are ship detected. Now if you have long range scanners, you can see these jumps, and ship jumps are the best. You want to be fighting ships. You don't want to be running away from ships. You want to be confronting ships in this game. That's how you get the most scrap. And you can avoid ships on easy a little bit, but it really catches up with you when you get to normal and hard. You can't. You have to stay ahead. But as you can see, these circles around them show weather events, and we haven't had to deal with one of those yet. So an asteroid field, maybe I can jump into one of those and show you. And let's see, are these all asteroid fields? And that's a nearby sun. So I'll tell you about asteroid fields and nearby suns now. Nearby suns, they shoot a solar flare on a timer while you're fighting the other ship, and that causes fires. And the more shields you have, the less fires you get, and you're going to have to vent those out. Hopefully I get fires at some point in this run, and I can show you how to vent out fires. Basically, when you're venting out fires, if there's a fire in here, you want to get rid of the oxygen, and it'll go out. Or you can send people in to extinguish it, but that's not always the best thing to do if it's close to an airlock. Obviously, if you have a fire in your weapons room, you're going to need to extinguish it. Another thing is an asteroid field, so while you're fighting another ship, asteroids will come and they'll hit your shields, slowly but surely. So you can try to time it, shooting things when their shields go down. They won't try to do that to you because they're AI, but it can make it risky if you don't have good shields or evade. Alright, so we're going to jump to this jump right here. We got intruders on board. Mantis, wow, a lot of Mantis. So what we're going to do is we're going to put everyone in the medbay. Everyone in the medbay. And we are going to shut everything except for the medbay in here. This is a really bad amount. Wow, 4 Mantis. Holy moly. Oh, this guy's got to go in here. No. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. He's following him. Okay. So this is a little bit of an issue. What we need to do is we need to bring this guy back, and we're going to have to toggle him between these rooms so he can heal up. What we're going to have to do is open this, and move him here. And then we're going to have to run them back and forth like this. So you can keep them in the room and healing, but he's not being exposed. You just have to juggle him like this. This is a really cheeky tip, but it can really help in bad situations like this where I accidentally let this guy get a little too far and catch on to this guy instead of going to the main room. As you can see, it takes a long time to kill these mantis. Okay. Now we're going to shut everything. I'm going to keep juggling him. Until... Okay, so now we're habitable again. Okay, so we're going to get Marcus healed back up. Wow, 4 mantis. That is not a fun event. Especially when you don't have any mantis yourself. But like I said, that would have been a disaster. We would have definitely died if we faced them head on. You need to use the power of the med bay to be able to fight them off, be able to dilute their damage so you can kill them. So we're going to send everybody back. We'll vent the ship, get oxygen back up, get our point back in the engines here. Excuse me. And once we vent through here, once this gets back up to maybe 75 or 80, we'll make our next jump. Yeah, so I hope you guys are enjoying the guide so far. There's nothing really new and exciting to show you yet. We've kind of hit a few dead jumps and hasn't been too crazy. But we should be pretty good to jump and get into these later sectors. I can try to move it along a little faster. And we'll get this all done. Another dead jump. Yeah, we've been on a little bit of a dry streak here, guys. I'm gonna jump to the asteroid field. I might take these 2 asteroid fights and I might skip that store. I just don't have the scrap to make it worthwhile. So right off the bat here, they have a missile launcher, a beam drone, and just a regular drone. With 2 shields, this is getting a little iffy, so I'm gonna cloak right away. So his missile launcher doesn't charge up, and then my stuff will be ready and charged up to go. I'm going to shoot something at his... This is what I'm going to do right here. And there we go. We'll send this guy over here. I feel pretty confident now that he can't hurt me. So as you can see, as you get more and more shields to fight, or more shields on enemy ships, it gets a little trickier. Because things miss, especially on high evade ships like this. Another strategy you can run in an asteroid field is take out their shields immediately so they take cumulative damage from the asteroids. Everything's looking pretty good. I think we'll jump... Here. Yeah, we'll scooch down towards the exit. My next priority... Ooh, free weapon. That is really nice. It's an ion blast. You know what? I'm going to switch that out for the Artemis because this is free. And we can shoot that during fights. Starts up really quick. Maybe I can, tick off a shield, which would be super good. Yeah. So we're going to jump. That's a nearby sun. Yeah, we'll jump to these ship fights right here. Alright, same old, same old. We're going to first shoot the ion blast there. I'm going to do this. Perfect, we took down his shields. And now with piloting out, this is for sure a hit. So this will be a very strong shot right here, yeah, as you can see. And an asteroid should take it out. If not, we'll hit it with that. So we are cruising now. Like I stated, our next goal is to get our 3rd shield bubble up. That will be enormous. And then we'll focus on some evade, get our weapons up, buy a few quality of life things on the ship, and then we'll call it good. No teleporter. I'm gonna cloak. When I come out of cloak, I'm gonna shoot. Shooting without the stealth weapon augmentation ruins your cloak. Just for a little FYI. Alright, we took out their weapons. That's awesome. Another thing you can do is you can... I'm kind of doing this sloppily. I probably shouldn't be doing that, but I mean, the ship was dead. There was no way they were getting back. So we might take one solar flare. I'm actually going to wait to jump, so we take this solar flare, so I can show you how to deal with it. So you see we have our fire right here. What I'll do is just send another guy in. You can see he extinguishes it. I could vent this out right here, so there's no oxygen. And you can see they just go right back to normal. So we're going to jump out of here, get out of the way before another flare hits. And another dead jump. That is unfortunate. Alright, so we're gonna put up our second shields, or third shields, just like we said. We're gonna hit these 2 jumps, and then we're gonna head to the exit. I'll heal these guys up. 'Cause sometimes that little mistake can screw you over. And... oh man, I really didn't make efficient use of this sector, but yeah, we're not using drone parts. 9 fuel. Heck yeah, that's uplifting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a cheap repair. We'll do it. It's not completely efficient, but might as well. We're already low. So now I'm gonna let you know a little more about these green zones. So the civilian sectors have more shops. And these green zones also have more shops. The hostiles have less shops, and I think the nebulas have the least. I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that, but it's harder. They're on the points that aren't nebula points in nebulas. There's no nebula shops. So I'm going to take civilian, and then I'm going to take this unidentified sector, unidentified to here. You can take red zones. I have just found what has worked best for me is nebulas and green. Are generally going to be your most tame. So we got an achievement. That's awesome. Remember, we unlocked the Engi Cruiser. So yeah, here we are. Take a look at our sector and our points, and start jumping. Alright, finally. Decent fight. So now, this is where it gets tricky. When they're a strong ship... Oop, I did not pause. Now, they are teleporting over, so you're going to see the teleport mechanic. You're going to see them phase in right here. So now, I wish we had blast doors. This was my bad. But these guys can now just run freely through these rooms. So this is a little bit of a sticky situation, because what's going to happen here is they're going to try to get away, which will speed up the rebel... pursuit of us, which is not good. So we want to be able to take them down, but we also have to worry about handling these guys. And the best way to handle them is to do the medbay trick. And the problem with the medbay trick is that nobody's going to be manning these stations, so our ability to fight them is going to go down. But I'm going to try my best here, so I'm going to send these guys here. I will probably cloak right away, vent the whole ship, except for these. Okay, everybody's on their way. I'm gonna cloak. Okay, perfect. So that worked out well. Wait for my burst lasers to come up. Okay. So we're gonna take a shot at the shields. And then we're gonna slam weapons as hard as we can. Nice! So we did enough to really cripple them. Shoot another shot at their shields. These ion weapons can be very nifty if they work out. Okay, we're gonna shut it, and then we'll send everybody back when it recharges. Hit their piloting. Cloak here. Now we're gonna have to take a shot at something big here. We're gonna have to hit the engines and the piloting. Make sure they don't jump. Perfect. They won't be able to get away at this point. And then we'll hit these. Awesome. Let's send these guys back. There's no need to move them back before. I wasn't worried about the fight. Vent out the ship. Everybody's full. Alright, nice. We're looking good. Make sure there's no shops. I'm actually going to hold on to my scrap for when I hit a shop here soon. Gonna see if I can purchase another weapon even if we can't use it right away. Alright, we got a heavy laser, dual laser, and an ion. I think I'm gonna shield right away. Hit their shield with the ion blast. Uh-oh. I did not see that teleporter. That is unfortunate. I'm gonna take these two guys to fight this rock. So now we're running into our other main race, which is the rocks. So the rocks are immune to fire. They jump and extinguish fire, and it's pretty funny to watch. But they don't take fire damage. And another cool thing is that they have 150% health, so they're much beefier than your regular characters. One of the downfalls is that they're very slow. They move very slowly, which can sometimes be a bummer. So it's looking like he's gonna fight us in here. We hit them, that's awesome. Okay, now we're gonna really hit them hard on shields and weapons. We're gonna hit them again on shields here. These guys should be able to handle this. I might have to juggle them. We will not accept surrender. Nice. These guys should be fine. Nice, another weapon to sell. Now they're gonna start beeping when, your ship will start beeping when people get low health like that. Now it still says we're still in danger because of asteroids, but I'm not really worried about it. I have 3 shields. There's no way asteroids can ever get through. Send everybody back. So I know I might not be explaining what I'm doing perfectly, but hopefully you're watching it and understanding the concepts that go into fighting and how I kind of make a crappy situation somewhat tolerable using the med bay or using more people, which guys I pull out of which priority, who's closest, things like that. Let's take a jump down here. But we are doing very good. We're having a very successful run so far. Alright, not too worried about these guys. I am going to cloak under the missile. So, have as much evade as possible, and it misses. I'm gonna hit the weapon, so I don't have to worry about them. Can ion blast that. At this point, I'm kind of shooting willy-nilly because we're so far ahead. I'm not having to struggle against this ship. Oh, cool. So what we killed was a drone, a scouting drone that gave us information about the whole sector, kind of like last sector. So we're getting kind of lucky with this. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and try to hit... I gotta think how I'm going to do this, because I really want to cash out on these. But I also need to hit a store to try to pick up another weapon that would really kind of seal the deal on an awesome run. I'm thinking I'll go boom, 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 and then here and up here. I think I'll be able to make that. And then hopefully we can hit both stores. So never pay their toll. That's just going backwards. We don't want to go backwards. I don't have to worry about the ship. They're not going to do anything to me. So ion blast the shields. Oh, my ion blast hit the beam drone. That's a bummer. I'll just shoot everything at the shields. Accumulate some damage. Just cloak for funsies. Now, if they were trying to get away, I'd be taking this a much different approach. I'd be hitting their piloting and engines. Nope, we're not going to accept surrender. That's never a good idea, in my opinion, unless you really need to have them stop shooting at you. Perfect. So I think... Oh, nope, we're going to save up for the store. So, well, yeah, we'll hit this store down here, come up, and if we have time, we can hit that other store. Maybe we'll get an event where we can delay the cache, or disrupt the fleet. Alright, defense drone. Again, another ship I'm not too worried about. I believe this is a level 2 attack drone, so it attacks much faster. But I'm not too worried. I might, just for efficiency's sake, cloak under their first volley. Shoot these and then cloak immediately after. Ion blast their shields again. Ion blast their shields again. Then nail their shields when it comes up. Perfect. Shoot that to piloting. Remember, damage does not stack on... oh, I accepted their bribe. Oops. Don't do that. That's when you start clicking too fast. That's what happens. Alright, so we're going to take a jump to the store. Something good. So as you can see here, movement speed is halved. They have 150% health, or 150 you can say, and they're immune to fire. But, you know, that's a potential, but I just don't think that's perfect right now. Perfect. The burst laser one. So we're going to go to sell. I'm not going to use a healing bomb. Realistically, I'm not going to use this ion blast at any point. I'm not going to get drone control. Have plenty of fuel, plenty of missiles. Something that would be very useful here. Hull beam could work, but I'm definitely just going to keep adding more lasers to the lineup. And then now focus on getting 2 more weapon power. And then another reactor power to be able to put it into this burst laser. And that is huge. Now, as you can see, it's not as good. It still takes 2 power, but it only shoots 2 shots per charge instead of 3. So it's not as good, but it's still a very good weapon to kind of round this laser build out. So we're going to need a little more scrap. I can purchase those 2 right now, and I can depower that. And I can take a power out of the engine so I can get that online. And yeah, so now we have a 3, 6, 7, 8 laser setup, which is super, super strong. Yeah, so we're going to collect some scrap here. We won't need that store above us. We're just going to focus on scrap because we're already so low. Again, not worried about this ship, but I'll still cloak anyways. And I come back up, wait for everything to get set. And then just start shooting everything. So on this ship, I do want to get the weapons taken down. It's not trying to escape, but I'll take down the drone system and try to get this ion down, because if this starts chaining and getting my shields down, then, you know, they might be able to do something, but it's very unlikely. Perfect. So now we'll just stack everything on shields. I'll be able to kill them. A very fortunate run. Shop-wise, we've gotten good weapons. We've gotten decent scrap. We did have a couple sectors where we were hurting a little bit. I think I can make 2 jumps and still make the exit. If not, I can show you what diving is. Attack the pirate. So now this is a Burst Laser Mark III that shoots 5 shots. So I'm definitely going to want to cloak under this. I might even switch over my O2 for that. Nail their shields here, and then I'll cloak under that. So now they are trying to escape, so... Okay, they missed their bomb. So when this shoots... Actually, am I going to be able to get another volley off? So it's shooting right now, okay. But I do have to... I'm probably going to kill it, but I'm just going to cloak. Perfect. And you can see how many misses they have there. I have 90% evade when I'm cloaked. There's that double scrap reward, baby. That's what it's all about. Okay, so... Yeah, we won't be able to make it to the store. but we will be able to make it to the exit. At the end of the sector here, I'll figure out what I want to spend my money on. So now this is a halberd beam. It does 2 damage per room when there's and it can pierce 1 shield bubble. So, and there's also a beam above this. There's mini beam, this beam, and then there's the halberd beam, and then there's the glaive beam, which can pierce 2 shields. But it takes a long time to charge up, but it does 3 damage per room. And then there's a pike beam that does 1 damage per room, but it's a very long beam, which is pretty interesting as well. There's another ion. I'm not too worried about this ship. They are disabling my shields though, which is a bummer. So I have some extra. I just make sure to hit them really hard in the weapons and just shut them down as quickly as possible. They're not a threat anymore. These take a little so you want to time your volleys. You want all your lasers shooting at once, because if you shoot this early, and then the shield recharges, and then these hit, then you're just wasting lasers. So you want to time it out so they're shooting around the same time, so you get the most effectiveness out of your shots. So generally what I'll do is I'll load these up. When I hear them shoot, I'll shoot the quicker reloading one. Awesome. Yeah, we had plenty of room. So now we'll jump to the exit. We'll put our points back in here. Oh, awesome. This is super nice. So we got an Engi on board. So what I'm going to do with him is I'm going to put him in the door room. You can choose either doors or sensors. I'm going to throw him in doors just because I want the basic blast doors. But he's more of a repair guy. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pulling him out to repair, go to help people repair during fights. Now, one thing I want to mention is you can see my guides are now fully trained. When it hits gold like this, they're fully trained. So I have 10 base evasion added, 10 base evasion added. This guy reloads probably 25 or 20% faster. Our shield guy is not fully trained, and this guy is not going to be using his piloting skill, but it's a free door upgrade. So next sector, we'll go to this civilian sector. So now is when you're going to start looking at my late game loadout. I'm going to take a look. There's a store right here, so I might as well jump to that before I spend any of my money. So these are all bombs. You can read them and decide if they fit your potential playstyle, but I don't use a lot of bomb weapons unless I get one and I'm struggling on a different ship to get something. So yeah, nothing of that interests me. I don't need any gas, fuel, nothing here. Could buy another person, but it's just not worth it in my opinion right now. We have such a good run going. Yeah, so I'm gonna look at jump, make sure there's not another store, and then I'm gonna upgrade my ship. So one thing I could do, one thing I definitely need is 2 more power, so I can get my 3rd shield back up. And then I might buy some quality of life, so I might buy a value point into my piloting. And I think I'm going to buy, you know what, I'm going to buy a value point, or not just a value point, but I'm going to buy a full point into sensors so we can look at the inside of ships, so you get a better idea of what's going on over here instead of just seeing the outside of the ship. And with the last money, go up to 4 engines and call it good. So this is what I was talking about with the nebula jumps. The nebula here, as you can read, will make fleet pursuit slower, but will disrupt your sensors, so you won't be able to use sensors in there. And there can't be stores in nebula spots. Awesome, more fights, bring it on. So now you can see the inside. They got 2 humans, a mantis, and an Engi. And now you're going to be able to watch them move around the ship. So they have 5 lasers total in a beam, but they really reduced our engines. They didn't hack it, but the prompt said that they disabled some of our engines, so our evade is very low. So we are going to want to shoot everything we have. And that is mayhem. So what's nice about having sensors is you can see the parts of the ship that are in trouble, what's on fire, what's breached. And as you can see, lasers, the possible effect is fire, and this is breach or fire with the missile. So they have a triple fire and a weapons room. They are pretty much sunk, so I can do whatever I want at this point. And they have no Engi. Is there Engi in there? Interesting. I thought I saw an Engi. Maybe he died. Oh, he died at impact. That makes more sense. So now one thing I could do is I could not damage the ship. This is another thing I want to go into, and part of the reason why I bought sensors is if you get a complete crew kill, if you kill all the crew without destroying the ship, you can go and set, a prompt will automatically come up and you will get more loot than you would have just from destroying the ship. You will especially get more fuel and more missile resource because it's just part of what makes logical sense is you're not blowing up the fuel stores and the missile stores. So I might let that happen. These systems will catch on fire and break and cause damage, but with this fire spreading so much, I think we might get a crew kill. So I might be able to shoot them like one more time here. Yeah, see, this guy dies. I could do like 3 more damage to this guy. No, I want... So he's low health. Now their O2 is going to go down. I might have screwed it up. But hopefully the crew dies before this gets killed. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, die. Yes, okay, so with the pirate ship disabled, your engines come online again. You salvage what you can from their ship, so you see we get a lot more resources from getting a crew kill. That would be called a crew kill. So I'm glad that happened. I was able to show you it. That was pretty fortunate with the fire. So on harder difficulties, getting crew kills can really help. Just eke that last little scrap you need to get through the game. I'm not going to be visiting the store. It's not something I need right now. Let's keep fighting. Enemy FTL charges. So you see they have these drones here. System repair drones. But I'm not really worried about this ship at all. So I'm not going to even use an Artemis on it. Here we go. That's a great first volley. Now, second volley is going to be focused on making sure they don't get up and running. Yeah, and then they're sunk at that point. Yeah, we have a disgusting ship right now. But this is achievable on easy. It just shows if you play the game correctly, you kind of follow the same movements I'm doing, the same prioritizing of what systems to upgrade, you can get to this point and dominate on easy. Now at this point, if there's a store right there, we're going to have to start getting over here. Might as well go to the store and we might be able to get lucky with one more cool weapon. Come on. Nope. Or maybe an automated, not an automated reloader, but a weapon pre-igniter, which starts your fight with your weapons ignited, which is really cool. Now, this is another race I can talk about. I'm glad we saw one in the store. They're Zoltans, so they provide power to an occupied system. So if they are in a shield room, the shield room will get 1 free power. So it makes them really cost efficient, especially if you get them, it's like getting a free crew and a power. Their downside is that when they their max health is, so they're 70% health of like a human, and 15 damage to enemy crew on death, or even your crew, so they blow up when they die, essentially, and they release that energy, I guess. So that's something I could purchase, but it's just not, I don't need it. I don't usually purchase crew. Usually crew just comes as you play throughout the game. And jump here. Another fight. You can see it says in danger before it even pops up. Wow, so they're trying to get away, and I'm still not too scared of them. I'm gonna cloak here. Hit them really hard. All in the weapons. First. And then with the second volley, focus on, and if I miss, I can always use my Artemis. Another thing to think about is when you disable these systems, you're killing their evade. When you take down piloting, you're killing their evade. When you take down all their engines, you kill their evade. So it's a good thing to keep in mind. Some people like doing those strategies. Well, we are just raking in the scrap at this point. I'm gonna hop to this distress, and we'll make our way up towards the exit. So this is when you can make a decision, and there's a percentage roll whether it works out or not. So you find the source of the distress call, small research station. It appears a small laboratory fire got out of control and is threatening to destroy the station. Their fire suppression system is not responding. So we took damage to the hull, but we got scrap. So I feel fine with that. Maybe this guy can go help him fix it real quick. And you can see it repaired. You can see the repair progress. We can take our time a little because those nebula jumps will save us a lot of fleet pursuit. No, never pay their toll. Now this is funny. So they have an ion and 3 beam weapons. We do not have to worry about this ship. They will not be up long enough to do us any substantial harm, but I believe this is the first 3 shield chip, and you're going to see how much less damage I get off on shields. Maybe not. Maybe we hit everything at once. As you can see, the shields, even the halberd beam won't be able to penetrate these shields, even if that ion hits. The thing we could go for here is a crew kill, but it's hopeful. Not playing it right. Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, we'll just do that. We do not accept surrender. Okay, so we got our scrap. I definitely want to spend some of it now, unless there could be a store in one of these, maybe this one right here. So I will jump to this one. Maybe we can hit a store and pick up another awesome weapon. Sensor subsystem for some scrap. Nah, I don't want to spend that much on that. We can upgrade ours for 40. Yeah, so we should be able to take this jump and the last 2 jumps and be fine. Free hull repair drone. Definitely sell that at the next store we come across. You can see we're just raking in the scrap. We have so much excessive scrap. Jump to this one. Two fuel and 60 scrap. We'll take the 60 scrap. And then we'll just get to the exit. Alright, let's jump to the next sector. We'll jump to the civilian sector. And there's a store right there. How convenient. Okay, perfect. Remember, civilian sectors have a lot of stores. So I'll sell this hull repair drone. I won't be using that. Everything else I'm going to be keeping. I don't need anything. Another thing to keep in mind is when you leave this sector and go to the last sector, there are repair stations in the final sector that give you lots of fuel, missiles, drone parts, and they repair your hull. And even when you enter the new sector, you automatically get a hull repair and some things. So don't go too crazy buying a bunch of hull repair in this section. I am going to take the hit of less scrap, and I'm going to visit these stores. I'm trying to see how I get through here. Yeah. Just because the chance at getting another burst laser is there, and that could help a ton. Halberd beam, can't use that. Okay. I'll jump to this store. Gotta love civilian sectors. Come on, let's get lucky. Nothing I'm interested in. Alright, well that's disappointing. I guess we'll go hit up these points. Get our last scrap before the end. And now we get stuff to sell. How ironic. Give them some fuel, and they give us a ton of scrap. Holy cow. We gotta spend that, that's getting out of hand. Quickly win this fight though. So yeah, this is a level 2 one. It's moving so fast. Now if they have a couple of these, things can get sketchy pretty quick if you don't have a ton of shields. So I'm gonna cloak under that missile, 100% evade, nothing will hit me. Make sure I hit their critical systems. Perfect. Delayed their FTL. Now, it'll flash here and say jump imminent if they can get away, and that's when you only got a couple seconds to act. Now, I might eat this missile, or I might get lucky and dodge it. I did not pay attention and attack the weapon system. It missed anyways, so no problem there. Okay. Good stuff. Ion Blast Mark II. Now, how many does that take? Does that take 3 power? This is interesting. I might... No, that's not going to fit into the weapon system. But let's spend some of this. So we're going to get our final shield upgrade. It's a lot of scrap to get 4 shields. 4 engines is all we're going to need. I might buy a value point in it towards the end. Definitely want to buy a door upgrade. I'm going to buy a value point into cloaking, so if they hit our cloaking, I still have it up. I'm going to buy a value point in O2, because if that goes down during the mothership battle, it is such a pain to try and fix that. It is really just a huge pain, so you don't want to have to be messing with that. I like our weapon system. If I could get like a weapon pre-igniter, but I don't believe there will be a store in the next sector. Another thing, I do not need a medbay point. I'll buy super blast doors so you can see them if I take them out of the door room. Super blast doors are super strong and make the boarding part of the mothership much easier. You'll see when we get to that in just a few minutes here. So yeah, I feel really good going into this final sector. Now, intruders on board, but we are in an ion storm. So what happens here is that our power goes down a lot. And so we're gonna probably... Oh, we don't have a ship to fight though. So we can take this all out, it's not a big deal. And we can send everyone here. And we can vent the whole ship. So right here. And maybe this room too. So yep, they're trying to get in here into the med bay. Once they break in, let them start fighting, and then we'll shut all the doors. I did this a little sloppily, but it's gonna have to work. Okay, now we can shut this all. We have double O2 on, so every place should be good. Now you see we have no sensors because we're in a nebula. And we're going to go heal up Neelis real quick. They did damage our piloting system, that's fine. He's full. And once he fixes that, we'll jump away. Actually, we'll let the oxygen... We'll do double. This is what's nice about buying value points early too, is you can kind of do this stuff a lot quicker. Okay. And let's hop on out of here. We're just going to jump around here for a bit. Now we're going to get all our reactor power, so don't forget to do that. Press space right away and load everything back up. Don't want to forget that. Not too worried about this ship. You see they got their beam drone. Shut the doors. I mean, they can't physically hurt me. I have 4 shields, so we're just gonna nail the shields. Try to get a couple through. Remember, I haven't been using this just so you guys can visually see, but you can press 1, 2, 3, 4 on your keyboard. There we go. It's a good volley. And it should be gone. Ooh. Yeah, these scouts, auto assault ships have very good evade. That should be the end of it. Nice. We'll jump here. Now I'm running low on fuel, but remember we'll get some when we jump into the last sector. Now they are cloaking and they're trying to get away, so we're gonna have to hit them. We're gonna cloak as well, and we're gonna hit them real hard. We'll probably use a missile just to be on the safe side. Man, they have a long cloak. This is gonna be really hard to get them before they jump. Wait for everything to come up. Okay. So we're gonna shoot that there. Actually, we just need to go all in on this. Perfect. They are gonna cloak again, but I'm gonna shoot another missile. Hopefully it can get there before. Damage their cloak. Perfect. Oh. But their cloak won't last as long, luckily. And then we should be able to take them out. Nice. I'll go fix this. And then send everybody back on their merry way. You can see the progress again. Oh, didn't finish it. Oh, I canceled it early. We'll send our NG in there and it'll get done real fast. See how much quicker it goes. So, we're going to buy some stuff for the ship. I am going to buy a value point in engines, so if our engines get hit, we still have all 4 during the mothership fight. And continue jumping around. Wow. So now this is when you have to prioritize what you're using. So you have to look at your enemy. I am worried about that missile, but it's not going to be too damaging. I have to decide, do I want to hit them hard and end it? But you got to realize they're just as crippled as you are. So we might just put another shield up here, and then we'll cloak under that shot. Oh wow, they had access to their teleporter? So I'm actually going to send this guy in there to fight. And I'm going to have to switch him out. I'm going to have to juggle this a little bit. Hopefully that misses. That is awesome. Okay, I'm going to let this guy get a little lower. And then I'm going to move this guy in. So what I did was I clicked that guy out and clicked this guy in. Now this guy's going to get low. Okay, they just teleported out. Send everybody back. Forgot to shoot. And now they're trying to get away. Gotta put a point into O2. Not juggling this the best, but just trying to figure out what I need to be doing here. Okay, so we delayed them. That's very good. Hit them one more time. We're gonna have to hit them. I'm gonna want to hit these two. And accept their surrender. Just so they teleport back and we don't have to deal with intruders. We can get out of here. So we'll heal our guys up. And we are so close to the mothership fight, I can taste it. Awesome, we'll send our guys back. Jump up here. And we're gonna just have to jump to the exit, but why not? That didn't really matter. At this point, you'll see in a little bit how little that matters, what I just did. Okay. And I know I'm missing those. I could have grabbed those other jumps, especially with the extra fuel, but kind of want to just get to... Now, the last sector is always called the last stand. Excuse me. You arrive at an outpost close to the Federation base. Your access codes get you past initial security, and an officer sets up a direct feed to the Federation base's war room. Admiral Tully speaks first, saying, "What is the meaning of this? Who are you?" And you explain your mission. Explain the weakness, and they repair your hull and give you gas. So now these repair stations repair you. They can repair your ship, give you scrap and missiles and stuff, but you really want to make your way to the base, so we're going to just streamline for the base. We're going to hit this one repair station because it's safe, but the longer you dawdle here, the more dangerous these jumps get. Like you can see, that's a dangerous jump. But we're going to have to fight, so might as well start buying stuff now. So one thing I definitely want to do is I think I'm going to move him into here. So we have those sensors, so I can see weapon charge and everything. And I think I want to buy another power that I can put, either I can juggle it between cloaking and engines. But I have so much scrap, I really gotta, not used to having this much excess scrap. So one thing I might buy is a value point in weapons, so in case they get damaged. And then also buy maybe another engine and another power. Just for grins. We'll jump here. Excuse me. So now this is something called ASB. They shoot this big bomb at you. You'll see it flashing on the screen. Now that I have this guy in sensors who can see their weapon charge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one from engine and put it in cloaking. Actually, and then I'm going to take one from weapons and put it in engine, so my FTL charges very fast. So I'm not worried about these shooting, but I am going to cloak here. And hopefully that cloak is going to last all the way. See the ASB missed there, that's important. And then I can jump right to the base. And the base is where you're going to wait for the mothership. So you arrive near the Federation base to find the bulk of their fleet skirmishing with rebel forces. You hang back near the far side of the moon to avoid the conflict. There's not much you can do to help in that battle, and your mission holds the key to turn the tide of the war. You prepare to face the flagship. Awesome. So now as you can see, this is the flagship. He's flying. We're going to have to wait. We're going to have to click this wait button. So we're going to buy our last little things here. I'm going to kind of round out what I want to spend my money on. Everything's looking good here. Everything's looking perfect there. Trying to think. Could always buy another point in cloaking. Probably just going to buy another engine. Just another value point in engines and call it good. I don't think there's anything else I can buy. Nope. So now we're going to jump and wait for the flagship. So now remember I said the flagship will fight you in 3 phases. Each phase is a different phase, and I'll explain each one as we face it. So here they come. This is the moment of truth. So this is it, the Rebel flagship. If you're able to destroy this monstrosity, the Federation fleet will have a chance of surviving. There's no turning back. Yeah, it's a big ship. So they got cloaking, missiles, big beam weapon, ion weapon, and lasers. They have it all. So you're not avoiding anything. So I let them cloak, I wait for them to come up, and this is how I fight the flagship, personally. I let these go, and I cloak under the missiles. Okay, until all those miss, and then I slam it. So we're gonna hit shields, and we're gonna try to get this, this is the biggest issue. I'm not worried about any of these too much, I'm mainly worried about the missile launcher can start wrecking havoc. And that is awesome. Only if our Artemis hit, that would have been even more perfect. Now we have such high evade that it's really handy. I'm gonna try to hit, oh. See that? Oh wow, I didn't think it would come out of cloak. Interesting. So we'll hit their shields, make sure they have no shields left. I'm going to Artemis their cloaking again just to be safe so they can't cloak at all. This is a very good first round. So remember, focus on getting their shields down so your lasers can get through, and then I focus on getting rid of this missile component here. If I get rid of this missile component here, I'm not worried about this beam. I'm not worried about these because I have so many shields and such good engines. This should be the end. So that's the first phase. And they jump away and you get a little bit of scrap. So we'll spend that on... Sure, we'll get that. And then we'll put this guy back in here. Okay, so now this guy's going to jump away. And so what we do on the second one is we wait for him to come back. So we're going to wait here. And they'll attack us again this next turn. You can see they're flying back. So stay calm. And you can see this portion of their ship is gone. And this is the drone phase when they use their drones. So you'll see that during this they have a power surge. And they shoot out a bunch of lasers at you. And they send a bunch of drones. It's kind of a mess. So luckily they can't cloak though. Oh, they sent a boarding drone, but it's in sensors, so I do not mind if he attacks that. Okay, so we're gonna shoot. We're gonna get their drones offline. We're gonna break through here. Actually, let me rethink this. We're gonna Artemis the shields, and we're gonna get their missiles out of commission on the first volley. Awesome. So no more missiles. See how handy all these engines and shields are? Okay, this next volley, we're going to slam the shields. And then the volley after, we'll take care of this. The automated reloader is making this much faster. So now what I might do here, I'm going to shoot all of this stuff at the drones. And then what I can do is I can cloak through this big drone phase. You can see they're all going around trying to shoot, but I have this longer cloak that I put it in. And then when I come out of cloak, I think we win this second round right here, right now. Perfect. We're gonna keep using our Artemises. You can shoot these wherever. They don't have any shields up left, and perfect. Second phase is a completed task. That's awesome. Okay. So we're going to send these guys in here to fix this. And we'll put our second O2 on. And then we'll get these guys healed up. Alright, we'll spend our last bit of scrap, and I'll explain what we do next. So remember, you fight the first one at the base, you wait again and defeat the second one at the base, and then for the third one, we chase them. We chase them here, but I'm going to get more back to orientation, correct orientation here. And see if I can buy anything. Well, I can buy... Oh, I should have bought another reactor. That was a mistake. And then put that there. And now we chase it. Now this is the boarding stage. Excuse me. Where they try to board your ship. Now, a good thing to note is if it gets hot in this next fight, if you're struggling in this next fight, you can jump away with crew in your ship. You can kill their crew and then jump back and they'll have less crew. But I've never had to do that. But on higher difficulties you might, but that's beyond a beginner's guide. So now they have this Zoltan shield. And here they teleport. So we're just going to let them do them for a little bit. It's going to take them a little bit to get through super blast shields. First big volley is going to go on shields, or just to get this Zoltan shield down. See, it's going to take a couple. So they just shot their missiles. I'll send these guys in. Now, this is an issue of cloaking under. You're going to have this power surge now. I'm going to take the point out of O2 and put it into engines right when they spray their lasers everywhere. Remember to keep on shooting. Okay, Now the Zoltan shield's gone. And when they shoot that, I'm gonna do this. Awesome. We did very well there. We're gonna go fight this guy. Now we might eat some of those here. But what's nice is this is the only volley we'll have to eat. Perfect. Send everybody back. Excuse me. Except, we'll actually send these two guys to fight this human in here. Okay, and I think we might win right here. If not, we'll just shoot and then cloak under that power surge. So we'll cloak under that, they'll all miss. And this might be it, boys and girls. Oh, so close. Alright, we'll end it by hitting this guy. Nice. Okay. Well, awesome, guys. We had a really good run. We had a lot of extra scrap. But I'm glad you got to see the build. You got to see the different tactics, the micro plays, the macro plays. And I hope that this guide helps you play FTL. So I thank you so much for watching this and hanging in there. I know it was a long process, but I hope you enjoyed it, found it entertaining and also useful. And I hope you have a wonderful day. See you guys.